Hi class, welcome back to the packaging demo. Here is at part 2 print tiling. Okay, what does it mean by print tiling? Print tiling is like tiles at our home, the mosaic. You have pieces by pieces joined together. Okay, so tile as in like tiles. Tiling actually Adobe. Okay, here is Acrobat. Adobe Acrobat or Adobe Illustrator, both of this program can help us to set automatically to tile things. Okay, so similar to a concept of puzzle, how we tile things is like we have something very big and then the paper is very small. The program can help us to cut. So one big picture you can print in a few smaller paper. Okay, but one thing that is not so good when you do it at an automatic setting is that the program doesn't know where to cut it off. So for example, you have the B here, and then the B suddenly cut off at the left side and then cut off on the right side, and then you got the B joined up. Later, it's very hard to join them together. Okay, so this is automatic, but I'm just showing you this here as an idea of what tiling is all about. But I'm not going to do the setting here, I'm going to do it manually here. Okay, so before I split up the packaging, I will create artboards lah. So here in this context, I will create A4 size because that's the common size for a home printer, right? Even my home is also just A4 size. So I'm just going to duplicate a few. Well, at this point, I'm not so sure how many boards I should create, but I'm just going to create them at random. Some vertical, some horizontal. Okay, so that is to create multiple artboard. You can press Shift O. Okay, otherwise this one artboard 2. Okay, so next I'm going to determine my printer margin. What is the printer margin? So sometimes when you create a document, maybe A3 or A4 size or illustration, you create a full page illustration, but whenever you print out, you will have the edges, the border, which is white area. The white corner area is the printer cannot touch the area. The print head doesn't go to the edge of the paper. Okay, so that is called printer margin. Unless you buy a printer without margin, you can print full size or not, you have this issue of printer margin. But that's the reason why we have always do page margin, so that the printer won't cut off suddenly at the edge lah. So that's why we will do margin here. Same way, just create a rectangle. I'm going to put here at 10 mm lah. Generally, a printer at home, yeah, is about 10 mm lah. Here, I'm going to create 10 mm frame. Okay, this one make guides. This one don't need lah. That one is just as measurement. So I'm going to copy this, paste. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, paste in the same spot. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Let me orient this, rotate it. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, Ctrl C, Ctrl F. Okay. So that's the margin. Let me lock them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this out. So I'm going to ungroup it. Ungroup. Wait, this one. Same thing, I'm going to ungroup. Okay. I'm gonna copy parts by parts. Why? Because I don't want a printer to, I don't want the automatic program tiling to cut off suddenly, right? Okay, I want to cut off at the fold area. Why? So that we can be discreet about our folding and cutting lah, which is the print tiling lah. The tiling, we don't want to suddenly cut the paper and join here in the center of our packaging, right? In the center of our illustration. So usually what I do, I will hide and be discreet of our tiling, the area that we cut and paste at the edges where we're going to fold. Okay, so this is the part I'm going to duplicate. See whether it fit or not. Oh yeah, fit. Okay, that's nice, can fit. If not, then you need to take smaller parts lah. Okay, so this one, yeah, can fit and doesn't exceed my print tiling. Okay, my print margin, sorry. So this is the left hand side. This is the right hand side. Yeah. Okay. Oops, I don't want it to go too much to the edge. Be as center as possible. So this one goes bottom. You see, that's the reason why I put some horizontal, some vertical upward, so that I can just split them accordingly. Okay. Alright, this is the top. So I have top, bottom, left, right, and what's left is the center part. So means in tiling, I'm gonna split them up. Okay, split the packaging up to small pieces that can be printed at the A4 size, and split them at the edge where we're going to fold. Okay. Okay, I need this one also. So usually I just duplicate, the original version. I will make sure I don't split it up, then later I don't have the actual version for me to do my design later, so keep intact. So this one I copy. Okay, I want to copy the triangle also, so I'm going to duplicate this and delete this. Okay, seems like I got some little space, so I'm gonna move this aside and duplicate one more piece here. I'm gonna explain this later at part 3, but generally after you fold the drawer, you will notice the inside is very ugly, where you see the line, the fold lock lah, which is the flap. You will see the flap inside. So I want to duplicate one little piece so that I can cover and hide the flaps lah. Okay, looks good. So I'm gonna select all this and make sure my stroke I go thin as I can. Usually home printer, let's put it at 0.3. Okay. Don't do it too thick, because like one point is like we print out will be quite thick. So we want to be nice and diligent with our packaging. You don't have to print them in color at this point. No need. We can do that. If you want, we can do that as a test print, but no point now. We're not going to waste the ink at home. Plus, the kind of home printer is not suitable to print all full color anyway. So we're just going to print and make a empty white packaging that help us to create our mock-up, our Photoshop mock-up later. Okay, yes, we're going to take photo and do mock-up. So that one will be parts to come lah, demo parts to come. So after we put 0.3, that's good. This one don't need. don't need, so I can delete my extra artboard. Yep, and I'm done with the printing. Okay, so save. So for me, I'm gonna use PDF for printing. Okay, generally I will use PDF for printing even at home lah. Okay, I noticed because Adobe Illustrator have more settings to do. Plus, yeah, this computer of mine, which is Mac. I don't have a printer plug onto my MacBook. I have to transfer to another PC of mine, to my old computer lah, to do the printing. So I'm gonna show you something here. When you do your printing, you will see this. So you go to, you save the PDF already, and then you go to print. Once you press Command P or Control P, print, you will see this print dialog. So remember to do your property setting and ensure it's A4 size lah. One thing you need to set very importantly is you come to size here and click actual size. You must select actual size. Generally by default is fit. Don't fit, then you get a miniature box. Okay, if you fit, then it becomes slightly smaller because it's fit to the print margin. So then no point we measure just now, right, in part 1. So please remember, click actual size, and for me I will do automatic orientation because some of my artboard is portrait, some of my artboard is landscape, so I will just select that auto. Okay, so that will be for printing part. I'll see you at next part, which part 3.